fat-free ranch dressing, fat-free ice cream, light yogurt, light Laughing Cow cheese wedges, sugar-free cookies, sugar-free crackers. These were all staples of mine for the majority of my college years. But to back up a little further than that, I want to talk to you a little bit about where I came from, how I got to where I am, and how I'm able to easily and effortlessly maintain it and able to enjoy and live life at the same time. So when I was growing up, I ate a lot of processed packaged foods because my parents didn't like to cook. So my mom's famous staple was Kraft macaroni and cheese and tuna in a glob on a plate. We ate that a lot. In addition to that, we had Hamburger Helper a lot. We had Chef Boyardee raviolis that were always piping hot on the outside, but somehow freezing in the middle. If any of you guys out there have eaten them before, you know exactly what I mean. And then for breakfast, I had 4 Eggo waffles to start my day every single morning. When I went off to high school, I started becoming a little bit more conscious of what I was putting in my body because I was starting to compare myself to other ladies. I was starting to look at my own body and find all the flaws I possibly could. I was comparing myself to the women I saw in magazines and on TV, and I was really frustrated because I didn't look like these women. I was, 5'4", 115 pounds, and everyone else I saw seemed to be like, legs up to here and really, really thin. So I'm like, all right, in order for me to look like that, I need to lose weight. So I started counting calories. I was very calorie conscious. I would get boxes of cookies, crackers, like still crap food. But as long as I ate however many were in the serving, I thought I'd be fine. So I took a bunch of Ziploc bags and I would literally count out like, okay, these crackers, it's 8 per serving. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put those in a bag, zip it up, and put it in the cabinet. So when I was hungry, I could just grab that and I could control myself. I was trying so hard to control everything. So I was doing that for a while until I went to college. Now there's that whole freshman 15 that was like a big dark cloud over me. Everyone was like, oh, careful, you're gonna gain weight, freshman 15. So I was determined and so stubborn. I'm like, this is not gonna happen to me. I will plan ahead and I will get it, nip it in the bud. So I was still doing my calorie counting, but I took it to a huge extreme. I was not letting myself eat lots of different types of foods that I really wanted and I really loved. They were off limits to me. So I had certain things I couldn't eat and I was focusing on calorie counting and not eating a lot of calories at all. So I was hungry all the time. I was cranky all the time. I was feeling like I was missing out and deprived, and it was awful. But anything to lose weight. I topped that off with 2 hours at the gym every day in diet pills. It was not a good situation. What I found is that all that restricting led to me going crazy on the weekends or at night. I was really, really good all day, and then I'd end up going crazy on food and eating a ton of stuff at night. Or I was really good all week, and then on the weekends it just went like crazy. And then I'd tell myself, you'll start again on Monday, it's fine, just do what you gotta do to get out of your system. And that kept happening over and over. So I quickly saw this is not the plan. This is not gonna work for me. I need to figure out something else to do. So I discovered then the whole calorie-free, sugar-free, fat-free craze, all those different types of diet foods. So when I learned about that, I'm like, what a great way to cheat the system. I can still eat all the stuff I love, but since there's no fat, calories, or sugar in it, I won't get fat and I'll lose fat. So I was still eating Oreos, but they were like the 100-calorie packs that had a laundry list like this long of ingredients in there. Again, I had no idea about that type of thing at the time. So I was eating that way for a long time, and then when I graduated college, a couple years after, my dad was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. And this was completely out of the blue, completely random, and it completely shocked me and my family. We had no idea what it was, how he got it, if I could get it, how to help him, anything like that. So I started researching to figure out how I could help him or if there was anything I could do to be preventative, because I was kind of in a mindset that I'm untouchable, like I'm doing all these healthy things, nothing bad's gonna happen to me. But when something happened to my dad, who's like the healthiest person I knew at the time, he ran marathons, played basketball all the time, he ate real good whole foods, this was really shocking and eye-opening. So I learned a lot about nutrition and how what you put into your body now affects your health in the future. This is something I feel a lot of people know, but I was just learning it a couple years out of college. So I started flipping the boxes over of the foods I was eating and looking at the ingredients inside. I was Googling those ingredients, learning about them, and I was completely shocked and disgusted at the side effects and the things that those ingredients have been linked to that can cause me problems down the road. I'm like, why would I do that to myself now? Like, I need to learn a new way to do this. So again, I learned that that way of doing things wasn't the best. And it's a hard thing to like wrap your head around and accept. No one wants to think that what they've been doing for so many years has been damaging to their health and is bad. But the good thing is, no matter how old you are, no matter how many times you've gone down diet circles or have eaten things that you know are probably not the best, you can always rebound and come out of it, like always. So from then, that kind of started me down the road of figuring out, all right, well, how can I eat what I want to eat, stay on track, not feel deprived? It was around that same time where I was getting bloated almost every single day. Like 5 days a week, my stomach would look out like I was super, super pregnant, and it would hurt so bad. I'm like, what am I doing to myself? Like, why is this happening? It was awful. So I got food sensitivity testing done. And through the food sensitivity testing, I learned that there are a bunch of foods, like healthy foods, that my body is sensitive to, or that I display a reaction to when I eat them, like an autoimmune type response. So things like gluten, dairy, soy, sweet potatoes, beans, green beans, like these are just some random things that were hurting my body. So when I learned that, I was able to avoid those types of foods for a bit, and I felt so much better. Like, this is amazing. Like, if I knew this a long time ago, things would have been different. So it's not like I never eat those foods anymore. Like, I absolutely do. I just had pizza the other night with my husband. But at least now I know that when I eat them, I'm probably not going to feel the best after. So I was learning so much about food. I was fascinated by this. I was researching it like crazy. I couldn't wait to learn even more, because I'm like, I can just swap out this one thing for this. Instead of having something with cheese, I can make something taste cheesy using different types of ingredients, and I wouldn't feel deprived at all because I was still able to eat what I wanted. So that was working out great, but I still had the whole body image mindset issues going on. I'll start again on Monday was in the back of my mind. I had done a bunch of different diets at that point, so I was still feeling guilty when I was eating certain things. Like, I did paleo for a while, so whenever I ate rice or rice pasta, I would mentally like beat myself up over it after. So I did have to do some work on my mindset, but I will say the mindset drives everything else. So once you get your mindset under control, everything else happens so much easily and effortlessly. Like, I don't have to try to eat healthy. I do it because I want to. You know, like, I have people ask me sometimes if I miss certain foods because I eat so clean. And I just say no, like, I want to eat this way. And if I want anything, I just make it myself, and it's that much easier. Or I'll get it out and I won't, hide in a corner shoving it in my face as fast as I could like I used to do, like I was eating in shame. I actually enjoy it now, and I eat it slowly and mindfully. So I hope that this was interesting to you. I wanted to share my story and where I came from and my background in case you find yourself in a similar place. I would be more than happy to chat with you about ways that I can help. I do a lot with clients on focusing on that mindset first, eliminating that diet type mentality. Even if you're not on a diet, still having those feelings of food shame and food guilt and beating yourself up over certain things and feeling like you need to control everything. Because the more you control, the more out of control you actually go on the other end, like a pendulum. It all kind of comes back around in the end, not necessarily right away, but over time. So I do a lot with the mindset stuff, a lot with nutrition. I love food so much, and there's so much contradicting, overwhelming information out there where it's hard to know what's actually good for you and what's not, and why the things that aren't good for you aren't good for you. Because once you know that, it's really easy to not want it. It's not that you can't have it, you can, but do you want to eat it? Do you want to put things in your body that are linked to certain problems and whatnot down the road? Or do you want to do it as often? And then, of course, setting yourself up for success based on your goals and your lifestyle. You want to eat in a way to support your health goals. You don't want to drink beer and eat pizza all day and still expect to have six-pack abs. You need to make sure that the two of them are like kind of similar to each other. So a lot with like meal planning and meal prepping, healthy grocery store tours. So going to the grocery store, up and down all the aisles, seeing what you eat and finding good, better, best solutions, or even stuff you've never heard of that might be an awesome thing to easily swap into your diet. Kitchen makeovers, those are other great things too. So there's a lot of ways that we can kind of collaborate and work together, as well as, of course, health coaching. That's the number one way to easily and quickly reach your goals. I spent years trying different things, spending all kinds of money, whereas working with a health coach, you can get where you want to be in like 6 months. makes it so much easier, quicker, and cheaper, trust me. So comment below, let me know if you want to chat or shoot me a message, but I will talk to you guys soon.